stream every week on at One Love Massive. We would live stream bands online every week, and that was very successful. And from there, City Council was looking to pass the Amplified Noise Amendment, which would have prevented buskers from being able to amplify their music in the street. So I did a protest against that on U Street. And then right after that, like my whole advocacy stint just kind of took off from there. A few days after that, I ended up doing a rally in front of the White House where I didn't really understand how long I would really be there. It was just something I was doing because I believed in the cause and I could bring the element of the entertainment. So from there, it just turned into me being a host of the protest, and I ended up working with some very big political operatives on that. So I learned a lot about just my own rights, and it just really gave me the inspiration to keep going after the rally at the White House because I would use a lot of music to basically give people the message. And I would have a lot of go-go musicians like Go-Go Mickey's sons and other guys from the go-go world. And I ended up hosting guests like Kathy Griffin, Rosie O'Donnell, all these people. And it just got a lot of, good attention, but not really in the black community. So from there, I had an inspiration to use music to rally people together and to basically get our community more politically engaged because I realized how politically driven the world was. And basically, when this whole moment of Don't Mute DC, the hashtag started by the Howard student, Easy Street, which was the first person that ever put me on the radio, was like, yo, Yachty, check this out. And I felt compelled to take action because I was like, if people saw me outside the White House for 180 nights, there's no way I'm not going to speak up for Go-Go. And that's my foundation. So I like to take action quick. So the next day after I heard about the whole issue, I threw a rally and then I just started going crazy. Birth of Moechella.
So, as someone who has put together, multiple events for thousands of people, I understand all the complexities that are involved with doing that. So, first of all, my hat is off to you for being able to move that quickly to mobilize that amount of people, because that's an incredible feat. If people don't really realize it, that's a lot of work. So, what is sort of the hardest part to you about putting together an event like that? Like,
So that's the beauty of it. Like that's why I feel chosen by God to do this work because I never really felt like I would do politics. Like I mean, be in the politics, advocacy, anything. Like though I've been in the go-go world, I never framed it as like being a person that influences the culture. I would just you just when you're in the moment, you don't always necessarily like realize it doesn't resonate as much as like maybe afterwards. You know what I mean? So
right. Oh, we're losing you a little bit.
yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, I got you. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, y'all. Out and about.
Uh-oh, we lost him for a second. So once we get him back, let me just run some spots here while he gets back on the feed. All right. So sorry, folks. Just waiting for the Yachty to be able to get back on here. He is obviously a busy man and had to do the interview from a car today, which means that signal is kind of in and out. So hopefully we can get him on here pretty soon. So if you're watching on Instagram, you already know the deal. Oh, here he comes. He's back again. All right, let's see.
So sorry.
All right,
So
you there?
Yeah. I'm so sorry,
It's
y'all.
all right, man. I just let everybody know. It's all good. I just let everybody, you're a busy man. You on the move. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm not gonna lie. Look, we getting ready for the biggest march of my whole life tomorrow. Like, and the fact that I'm saying that is very significant because I've done hundreds and hundreds of events in my life. Even from like Moechellas with thousands of people. Like, even last week on the 6th, like that rally that we had was unbelievable. Like
Yep.
certain things that, like I say, is definitely through God. Nothing I could have ever planned. For me to
Right.
be really putting this together, promoting it 3 days, 2 days, things like that, is just something I could never say it's just under my control.
So what makes tomorrow the biggest one so far?
I
Because of
just
the
think
date?
it's been the most anticipated one, just in the moment. Life is about moments, so just in
Yep.
certain moments, it's just like certain things come at that right time. It's always about timing, the process, the moment. That's why they say patience is a virtue, because it's not always a perfect time. I mean, I always say when things happen, that's the perfect time. So
Yep.
tomorrow's just Juneteenth, it's Black Independence Day. You know what I mean? It's just
Yep.
we just had a great rally. You always see people lead these things and talk about them. Man, just the number, just how much traffic our socials get, and just all the optics. It's something that is undeniable. So I'm never expecting of a certain amount of people. Like today, the news was like, how many people you expect? I'm never expecting. I just know. I just have that feeling. You just get that feeling when you know.
Yeah. Well, we had
Yeah.
I had Chris Richards from the Washington Post on yesterday, and he was talking about. I mean, he was talking about the one last year, obviously, but the one with backyard, and he was like, "It's one of the most incredible things he's ever been to in his life." So, kudos
Yeah.
to that. This is your events are one of a very few reasons why I am upset that I'm in California and not back at home.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sorry I'm missing it, but
Hey, bring it on out to California, man.
hey, man, let's do it. I'm with it.
I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm telling you, I'm not playing either. I
Hey,
don't
I'm not
play.
either. I'm not
Nah,
either,
we'll talk.
man.
We'll talk.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
So can you? We don't have to spend a lot of time on this, but can you sort of break down the difference between the different groups of or the different groups that are sort of on? Well, from what
Yeah.
I
I
perceive,
I am not Dome UDC. A lot of people get
right?
me misconstrued with Dome UDC. I'm the
Yeah,
founder of Long Live Go-Go. We are the creators of Moechella, though.
yeah,
We advocate and mobilize behind several issues that positively affect the community, like statehood. You understand?
yep,
Like we looking to always preserve the culture. You understand what I'm saying? Right now, people are talking about defunding the police. Right now, we are talking about redirecting our investments. So we just like to give the community a realistic viewpoint and actually deliver them news how they can understand it, so that they can truly feel empowered. And that's the thing with us. We never just advocated for one thing. Dome UDC was something that was framed by people to be a movement, but at the same time, they wanted to focus on gentrification. So I don't really know exactly what their focus is, but I know a lot of people misconstrue what I'm doing with that because of the optics, the
yep,
pictures they see. And yes, we did support them last year on certain issues because we felt as though that was an attack on the culture. Though I didn't really know the people from Dome UDC till this was already started. So we don't really
got
have an affiliation. It's just that I come from a younger cloth, and I think I'm more of a spokesman for the bounce beat, honestly, truly,
yep,
honest and truly, and because that's where I come from. You get what I'm
yep,
saying? And
sure.
that's just what it is, generational. I feel like I represent the evolution of go-go.
Right. Well, that's an interesting point because and I'm glad you said that because that's what I wanted. I knew that there was two different things. I wasn't 100% clear on what it was, but I wanted to make sure that you could clear that up. But I mean, that's what the whole goal of this show is. I spoke with Chris from the Washington Post about this yesterday. That obviously I'm from the older generation than you. I played in the older bands. I played in Northeast Groovers and the What Band, and I used to play with Backyard a bit. But I also created Mambo Sauce, which was my what I hoped was a contribution towards the evolution of go-go. And I see
Yeah,
this.
without a doubt. Because I feel like even with my music, like I'm an artist. People don't know I'm working on my own project with a band. Me and my band, we rehearsing right now. Y'all gonna get a whiff of that. And I think we are definitely like another rendition of what you all have created, like Black Alley has created stuff. Where I'm gonna bring more edge to the game and
Yep.
certain things just with different personalities. Everybody's unique at the same time, same format. It's much about I think downsizing the band is a great idea. One of the biggest pitfalls of go-go is the cost that the bands accrue to
Yep.
travel, run, board, all these things. It
Yep.
really puts us in a tight spot to be able to gain new fans, and that needs to be the focus. We need to insert our culture and make it the trend, just like everything else is the trend. So if we make our culture the trend, the money will flow
Well,
back to the city, truly to the people that are the culture, and which is us, right?
yep. Well, I mean, we're 100% on the same page. It's something that I've sort of talked about ad nauseum on this thing. And I even go so far, I asked Donnell Floyd and I asked, I think Eric from UCB. I can't remember who else, but a bunch of people. Do you need a band to be go-go? I mean, Mambo Sauce at the time was the smallest go-go band in existence to that point, that at least that I was aware of, and that was the point of for exactly the reason that you spoke to, is that I had some experience in other genres of music and understood the difficulty of transporting 12 to 14 people around the country. It's just cost
Right.
prohibitive and it's not going to work. So that's why I scaled the band down. But now, as I've gone forward, and especially speaking to the bounce beat, where it's something that you can more authentically recreate without a band, my question to you is: do you even need a band at all to be the artist? I don't necessarily mean to tour, but I mean as
All right,
the
so let me say this: if you want to be a go-go band, you need a band. You want
right.
to make go-go music, that is a genre. You understand?
Yep.
You understand? Now, if you want to win fans, go-go's a feeling. So if you truly want to evoke that emotion that go-go brings to people, then you normally have to have the live element. I think there are going to be several spin-offs of how we can interpret it for people for it to become more palatable for all audiences. If you
Yep.
listen to my project, I got a project out right now, full itinerary. Y'all check it out. The last song
Yep.
is a
No, I
Beat
got.
Your Feet version. Exactly. There you go. Good
Yep.
man.
I got. Yeah.
My man, mother, young Gleesh mom always taught me proper prior plan and prevent poor performance, man. Shout
Yep.
out Tina. But
You the booker?
like I said, the last song in there is a full itinerary, the Beat Your Feet version. And I had a drummer from like XI, like my boy used to play with XIB Pork Chop, now he play with CCB. He kind of mixed that whole record up and put that vibe on it. That's my vision of how like we can start creating like electro vibe, like go-go shit, like how like DJs like kind of spin everywhere. Woo, woo. That's like my interpretation. So it's gonna come out, and even in my records, I got like sauce on my album. A lot of people don't know this. My track one got sauce on it. You know what I mean? I got sauce playing the congos on a digital beat. You know what I'm saying? So we trying all these things out. I got songs with Love, Planets, and Bodies. I think
Yep.
people. I think people don't.
Love's on here now. Love's on the Instagram
Man,
watching
what's
me.
up, Love? But yeah, I just feel like I feel like a lot of people just misconstrue how go-go need to be fed, you know what I mean? And like when they look to make go-go beats, it's always like that dunk, like like I
Yeah.
think it's really about the sounds. It's about the sounds. The sounds
Yep.
make it, that high congo, the or the doom doom, all that we can add those elements and then still give it like be go-go-esque. You know what I mean? So man, we need
Yep.
to get to the money, man. I don't know who on it right now, but I'm telling you, listen, we need to stop playing. I'm telling you, it's out here. You understand? Stop playing. It's out here, man.
Well, listen, it's funny because everything you say is really the same stuff that I've been saying for a long time. So I'm surprised we haven't linked up before this, because we have a lot of the similar. There was a band called Loud that I started managing for a little while when I was running entertainment at Maryland Live Casino, and it was BJ and Lil Mickey for Mickey's sons in the band, and we ended up moving it over to Click, and Click with one female singer who's Tiffany, Sweet Thing, who sings with Backyard now, and we were attempting to add electronic sounds from the EDM trap type of music into the go-go sound. And later on, I realized it's probably better to do it the other way around, which is use a producer and introduce the go-go instrumentation in from
Exactly.
a producer standpoint. And so and funny you mentioned Pork Chop, because I literally just started a production group, because I've been running a booking agency out here for the last 3 years, and obviously booking has come to a complete standstill globally, starting to
Yeah.
trickle back now. But
Well, booking
so
for live shows.
what's that?
I said
Yeah,
booking for live shows at least. Man, one thing. Listen,
yeah,
never let a good crisis go to waste, man.
yeah.
Don't be in limbo thinking, oh, it's this. Like, man, you better figure it out throughout the pandemic. It's right there.
Well, that's exactly what I'm doing. So some of
Yeah.
my artists are performing, doing live stream stuff, and then I started this production company, which is
Yes,
basically a
sir.
group of producers creating in the bounce beat style in order to push the sound out on a larger scale. And Pork Chop is
See,
one of the
thi-
producers.
this is what I think. Even on those beats, what needs to happen is the vocalist needs to go over the beat again. It doesn't need to be remixed from it. It needs to be that beat, then the vocalist over top, not just thinking that they need to rap like 12 or 16 bars. Like
Yep.
stop, like people put themselves in a box too much. Like it's
Yep.
not gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, yep. Well, so what I'm building it on is three pillars. The first being remixes, which typically, my whole thing with Mambo Sauce was I was sort of the anti-cover music guy. But the reason I'm doing remixes this time is because it's going for the goal. My goal is not necessarily just appeal to people that are already in DC. My goal is to appeal to people that are outside of DC because we already have the people that are in DC. So attaching the sound to something that their ear is familiar with is just the first step. The second step is placing go-go tracks with other artists in other genres that may have an affinity for go-go, because there's a shitload
Mm-hmm.
of people in the music industry that have a love and respect for go-go. It just
Right.
hasn't been presented to them in a way that they can capitalize on it
Right.
necessarily. And then the third way is developing artists, and that's probably going to be a sort of a longer period of time. But yeah, it's working with songwriters and producers, and my man Vince that's out here that used to play for the
Yeah,
West.
I heard it. I don't. I remember Vince, but I don't. I never had like a relationship with him. But I know he used to play with Jody and like no impressions though.
Yeah, yep. And then
Yeah,
he was with he and I were in the What Band together at the same time, and
nice.
then now he's out here, and he was one of the three producers on that Cardi B track. I
Right.
like it like that, and he's just a really good guy. And then I got guys from home. I got Sick with It, got Brooks from Reaction, got Pork Chop, and shit. Oh, Mr. Drew. So those are the guys that I'm starting with. So I definitely want to talk to you about how we can collaborate with that, because it's. I think there's also I'm trying to eliminate the thought process of, if I win, that means you need to lose. I think we all can win, and if we all focus
Man,
winning together, then that's what creates the movement. You know what I'm saying?
man, honestly and truly, man, I feel the same way at the same time when I really think about it realistically, and I don't tell a lot of people this, man. It's like competition is inevitable, man. So
Oh, for
man,
sure.
just stay on your P's and Q's, man. Like in a perfect world, we'll all be united as one and do it together. And at the same time, human emotions are real. So all we can do is just lead by example the best way we can to let people weed themselves out of the mode. I
Yep.
think it's just gotta always operate with genuine intention. It's all about intention. And I think that, man, as long as you follow God, honestly, man, and honestly and truly, there's no limit. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I mean, with all the things I've done, even in my life, like my life short, it's still a lot I want to do. I just think for me to be in certain positions is just a true testament.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, what do you think? What do you think are some? Because obviously, I think we feel the same way in that the rest of the world deserves to experience go-go and share in our little secret. What are some tangible things that you think could be done to spread the music outside of the DMV?
Well, I always look at the problem from the root. You know what I mean? So it's like, what we need more original music. We need more infrastructure. We need more support. We need people with better branding, better aesthetics and presentation. Once we get that, let's make sure we have our business together so we can actually take advantage and get paid off the music that we create. You
Yep.
understand? Let's really do the research. Let's really distribute the music digitally. It's all about promotion. Right now, with the power of the internet, we got the reach is amazing. You never know who will catch you on the internet. So I
Yep.
think it's about bringing fresh ideas to the table.
Oh, lost your audio for a second.
I'm right here. You got me.
Yep. 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 You say you think it's about bringing something, and then you cut out.
It's about bringing fresh ideas, and it's about actually, once, like, you could be a visionary, but it's like you have to have a band that also see the vision too, and that's why I really enjoyed working with T.O.B. and they my favorite band, period. But what I mean, I think that they got some of the most potential to really, touch all audiences because the music is light, it's still bouncy, but it's still kind of light. And I think a lot of people missing like the sonics. Like it definitely has to be pleasing to the ear, have to sit right on the ear. It can't be too harsh. It's about the language. On my whole project, I didn't cuss. You know what I mean? The
Mm-hmm.
word, the hardest curse word I use in my project is ass. I'm just looking at untrained people to get them to stop thinking that if they don't conform to societal norms, then something won't be perceived as cool. Cause like with music, you're gonna always feel the vibe, even if I don't listen to damn, you know what I mean, fucking uh A Marie or whoever. Don't mean I don't know it's good music. You feel what I'm saying? So
Right. Well, so I mean, you sort of answered my question, I guess, which is, do you
all right.
think?
Oh yeah. So let me say this too. And
Yeah,
we
go
need to
ahead.
be able. We need to be able to get on bigger stages. We need to be able to get on bigger stages and get the support to be able to go perform in these festivals and all of that. You get what I'm saying? I think Moechella's a good start. We've been able to get like national and international attention again, like, even
Mhm.
with like the BET Awards opening up and all that. But it can't stop at that. I think a
Mhm.
lot of people. I think a lot of times people will give us a small serving and just want to satisfy us, but we got to really go for the whole plate. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think that we got to put ourselves in the mindset that these bands are separate entities who should be performing and should be, operating as artists and small indie labels. That needs to be the mindset.
Right. Well, so do you think that do you think that most of the roadblocks stopping bands from getting to that point, are they musical ones or business ones? Because
Both,
you discussed
both,
both. Yeah.
both,
You
both,
think they're
both.
equally as much
Well,
of
we
a
need,
problem?
we need, we need, we need, man, we need people, we need tastemakers involved with the industry that can really say, man, this song, I don't know about that. People that can really bridge the gap. I mean, like I always tell people, keep in mind all the different type of people that were raised in the go-go that are now worldwide phenomenons. You
Yep.
know, if we could put our stuff on a certain platform, you think they wouldn't advocate for us? Like this area is one of the
Right.
most prideful. People love they set in the city. They love where they from. You could be in town beefing with somebody or whatever, or be from a different place you might not have food with. But then when you step outside and somebody say they from DC or Maryland, whatever, y'all automatically locked in. So it's like,
Yep.
man, let's keep all these things in mind. Let's open our sights. Let's not think so narrow. Let's think bigger.
Absolutely. Well, the reason I bring that up is because I think that a lot of people, because there is such a significant lack of business infrastructure, that it's sort of easier to blame that as the problem, as though we're not getting an opportunity because we don't have the infrastructure. And I think it starts earlier than that, like you were talking earlier about the root of the problem. I think the root of the problem is if you want to be a mainstream uh, musical genre, then you need to produce music in the way that mainstream is, but with bringing your own spin on it. Of course, I don't mean make it not go go. I just mean change the things about it
It
that.
could be it could be like surrounded by the same idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you always make it your own, but that don't mean it's not a pizza. You can make a pizza, but put the client, whatever you
Yeah,
like on there, and make it. Think about all the different type of pizzas it is in the world. So,
great analogy. Yep.
yes, huh?
I just said great analogy. Yep, that's
Yeah,
great.
same concept. You know what I mean? So it's all about making it your own. I think a lot of the bands be complacent with making what they making in town and aren't willing to sacrifice to really go for something greater. But if you're ever going to gain anything, you're going to have to give up something. There's never something for nothing.
Right. Well, so you recently put out an EP the other day that has some
Yeah.
really heavy go-go influence, like that you described earlier. What's your ultimate plan, like, or what's your ultimate goal? What would be the meaning of success for you as
Man, the
Yaddiya?
success for me, man, honestly and truly, will be able to tour with my music as a headliner act, have a band actually be on the tour as in their own act. So,
Hmm.
say if I would perform as a headliner act, the band could open for me or close for me. These are my vision,
Hmm.
and really have my music on a platform where I can be in a position to uplift the band because I know that it takes that type of figure. So I'd rather push myself to the forefront and take it upon myself to do so. So that's my ultimate goal, and then also to have my own imprint to be able to develop other artists to put out. That's what I like, the new Motown. You get what I'm saying? That's what I really would like to see.
That's what's up. Well, so the EP I reference has a recurring tag of Yaddiya for Mayor 2020 and
Telling you,
some
2022.
or 2022. I'm sorry, yeah, and so some rather unsubtle suggestions of another more prominent executive office. Is there anything that you want to announce today here
Nah,
on?
nah, we not gonna announce nothing today, man. But like I said, anything possible, man. Y'all can Google it. It's been covered. It's been written. So y'all know it's the real thing, man. But like I said, it's a game of influence. That's what I'm playing, influence game right now. But what I want to do is truly channel that energy into really uplifting the community, really getting them to change the way they think and the way they operate. And I
Mhm.
think it just takes for someone to kind of show them, lead the way. Some people will follow and some people will fall out. But
For sure.
that's just life.
For sure. Well, so you have sort of a multitude of titles, artist, advocate, organizer, whatever. So what's the hierarchy in your mind? Which one comes first?
I'm an artist first,
Okay.
then I'm an advocate.
Okay.
First political rock star, man. Like I said, like artists are the real politicians, man. That's why you think they try to reach out to entertainers and all that whenever they want to get elected, man. Like shout out to Scarface, you know what I'm saying? He ran for, he ran for office out there in Texas. Like
I'm Willie
that
D.
that
Yep.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? That those type of things, like where I see what I see in myself, it's just that I'm actually doing it all together in one. You know what I mean? Like y'all are witnessing it as I'm doing it. Like Scarface already been the man. You know what I mean? Y'all watching me become like someone. You know what I mean? Somebody to interview. Y'all watching me become somebody to interview. So I feel like that's what make it even more fun because I know I wouldn't be shit without God or even y'all. You know what I'm saying? Coming out to the shit or even the bands that are performing. I won't be any like. This is a complete group effort. You know what I mean? I think it's definitely a spiritual experience. I'm just the vessel.
So sort of shifting gears a little bit from your promoter background and obviously what you're currently doing. What I see a lot in GoGo, which I feel like also has a lot of, as someone who books musicians and artists internationally, I feel like, I mean, it's not just GoGo, it's other genres as well. But there's sort of a misconception of I'm the band, I'm supposed to get paid to show up and play music. The promoter's job is to promote the show, and there's in a lot of artists' minds that's a clear delineation. What I noticed in booking lots of national artists and international artists and even smaller ones, the ones that are successful are the ones that maybe not themselves, maybe they're too big to do it themselves, but they have somebody on their staff that is responsible for promoting their shows along with them. So say there's a band or an artist that does understand that says, okay, I understand that it's my responsibility to promote my shows and to bring my people to the show. It's a partnership with the promoter. As someone who's obviously very successful in mobilizing a large group of people in a very short period of time, what are some sort of tactical things that some tactical advice that you could give to bands about what they can do to promote themselves more effectively? Or even promoters for real. But my objective is always to try
I
to.
would say for the band, I would say for the band's visibility, and I would say new ideas and not thinking every show got to be paid. Because certain times you might be able to get paid. Well, sometimes you might perform, and it's a great look. You gotta really understand what you're looking to do, and that's build a fan base
Yep.
and really understand that you are truly blessed because you have a core fan base. Even to have core of 400 fans, which probably all go-go bands probably have,
Mhm.
that's such a blessing. Like you understand how hard it is for a solo act to get 400 fans, but do you understand how you can monetize 400 fans? So it's like I
Mhm.
think even on a promoter to band and like I've been on all sides. I think
Mhm.
the bands were more business savvy, then they would understand what the promoter has to go through, and that would just make it a way better situation for everyone. Because at the end of the day, it is about money, but it's like you have no money without fans, and it's not fair to think a promoter is supposed to pay you, and then you didn't even bring 30 people, but you're expecting $2,000, $1,500. You didn't
Yep.
even sell 40 tickets. You get what I'm saying? Like you're not even paying for yourself. So it's like I
Yep.
think we just need to have a more realistic idea of the business and a more realistic approach.
Right. Well, so say you're a band that understands that. What are some effective ways to promote your show that are, because what I see is bands that want to promote themselves. They 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 either get a shitty flyer from the promoter or they make a shitty flyer themselves, and they continually post that shitty flyer 150 million times, to the point where it's like, I don't even want to see that shit anymore. I'm definitely not coming to this whack ass show because it looks horrible.
But
So
that show you that go back to what I was saying. We need more tastemakers because everybody don't have that eye. Like in order to really like everybody's not a brand manager. Everybody's not a, you see what I'm saying? So it's
right,
like some people truly don't have that in them. Like certain things you can't buy the je ne sais quoi. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like you gotta have people involved that really truly are gonna be on quality control mode. You know what I mean? Truly is gonna put your marketing together. Or if it's somebody in your band, allow to take that, allow them to lead the way.
hmm,
But that's definitely important. Important. I don't think people put enough emphasis on creative promotion. Like, and
yeah,
then like we need to update the whole genre. Everything need to be updated. Period.
100%, 100 million%. I'm right with you.
Yeah. Facelift.
All right, so you heard it right now. Me and Yadi are gonna facelift GoGo.
Y'all heard it right now, man. Me and Malachi, we got the biggest go-go Cali ever seen, man. Coming up in August. We're gonna be talking tomorrow. We're gonna lock it all down, man. Y'all got my word right here. You know I don't play, man. Me and Malachi, biggest go-go ever in August, man. Make sure
Hey
y'all
man,
coming out tomorrow. The Moechella, Million Mo
yeah,
March. Shout out my boy
indeed.
Wayne. You know I love you.
Yeah, promo what you got coming up. Let us know about the album. Let us know about
Yeah.
the EP, and let us know about the event tomorrow and anything else you want to go shoot.
Yeah. Ask Lil Bacon, but she know I'm gonna take my drops, man. I'm no home. I'm gonna take my promo. Like I
Do
say,
your
man, y'all
thing.
come on out
Do your thing.
tomorrow, man. Moechella, Million Mo March, man, leaving from 16th and H Street, Black Lives Matter Plaza, going to 14th and U, TCB, TOB, UCB. The only bands at Moechella will be TCB, TOB, UCB. It's a bounce beat world, man. Like I say, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. We wouldn't be a damn thing without you. Shout out to the band. Shout out my boy Wayne. You know, I love you, TOB. Chris, man, I appreciate everything. My whole team, Kelsey, man, endless shout outs, man. Like I said, man, rest in peace, Maisha, man. Dear to my heart. Shit touched me, you know what I'm saying, when I got that new rest in peace, Maisha, man. Shout out to Rain. I hope you're doing well. And man, rest in peace, Tony Reyes, man. Long live Go-Go. Moechella. All right, man.
What
Hey,
time?
look,
What
and
time
my
tomorrow?
project too, full itinerary. Make sure y'all check out my project everywhere right now. Yaddiya, please don't call me Yaddiya. Yaddiya, man. Like he said, cover right there, man. We taking over the Oval Office, man, even throughout the pandemic.
It's a dope
And
project. It's a dope project. What time tomorrow? You said
tomorrow we
where?
starting at 4 o'clock. Tomorrow
At
we
4
starting
o'clock.
at 4 o'clock.
All right,
Yeah.
Pat. All right, everybody be there at 4 o'clock. I wish I could
Yeah.
fly home to be there with you, but I'm sure I'll be there soon, and we'll
Yeah.
get to popping out in Cali, man. You know how to get me now. I appreciate you coming on. I
Yeah,
know
no
you got a
problem,
busy
man.
week, so thanks so
No
much.
problem.
And,
No problem.
all right, man. We'll talk to you
All
later.
right, talk
Appreciate it.
soon. All right, peace, man.
All right, later. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. That was Yaddiya, better known as Yadi, the creator of Moechella and Long Live Go-Go. Go check out his album. I'm going to put the cover up again. Sorry, I didn't realize it didn't cover the whole screen. I should have done that better. But full itinerary. It's a dope project. It's got a couple go-go tracks on it. It's really good. I like it. I listened to it all yesterday. So make sure you go check that out with him. And thank you again to him for taking the time. Oh, I'm sorry, we had a few comments. Okay, cool. It wasn't just comments, not any questions, so I didn't miss anything. But yeah, make sure if you're in town, if you're in DC, go down there to Moechella tomorrow. Juneteenth, so it should be a huge one. TCB, UCB, or TCB, TOB, and UCB. That's huge. So yeah, man, go check it out tomorrow. I am off tomorrow on the show. Sorry, but that's okay because it'll be around the same time you should be at Moechella anyway. So make sure you head down there. Next week we have Kyrie Pratt, of the founder of Northeast Groovers, and Cy Smith, who is an amazing singer who's out here with me now in LA. And she used to be in a go-go band. She used to throw go-go shows in LA, and she used to she was a backup singer for Whitney Houston, background singer for American Idol. She wrote for Santana. She just got a whole lot of stuff that she's done in her life. So make sure you check her out next week. I can't remember who else is up next week, but we got a lot of good stuff coming up. So thank you everybody for continuing to tune in and get this information and ask these awesome questions. And we will see you next week. Thank you very much. Check out gogotix.co. And before you get off, please please subscribe and click the bell icon at the bottom. Go to gogotix.co to see the upcoming shows. Follow us on at GetGogoTix at Instagram and gogotix.co on Facebook. Thanks, everybody, and have a great afternoon.